All right. Today we'll be going through introduction to presentation of final accounts. What are the final accounts? The trading account, the profit and loss account, and the balance sheet. So first, the trading account. In the older days, there was no huge factory. Smaller production cells used to be there, and the traders used to buy from them and used to trade in a remote place where the demand was. And that's how the trading account came into picture. But nowadays, with the increasing size of the factory and huge, the manufacturing cost is also, direct manufacturing cost is also included in the trading account. The trading account is an account which is prepared for the overall result of the trading, that is buying and selling of goods. That was initially, right? Ascertainment of overall result of trading is the ascertainment of gross profit earned or gross loss incurred as a result of trading activities by a business during a particular accounting period. If the amount of sales exceeds the amount of purchase and expenses directly connected with such purchases, the difference is termed as gross profit. It says if the total expenses is less than revenues, then total revenues means total sales, then it is a gross profit. On the other hand, if the expenses, direct expenses are higher than the total sales, then there is a gross cost. All expenses which relate to either purchase of raw material or manufacturing of goods called direct expense, which are recorded in the trading account. The trading account is a part of income statement. The meaning of gross profit generated from carrying on the basic activity of a business. The basic activity of a business comprises of buying and selling of goods. The excess of revenue is generated, the overall cost of manufacture or purchase of goods is known as gross profit. In other words, gross profit is the excess of net sales over cost of goods sold. This is explained as under. The gross profit is equal to net sales minus cost of goods sold. What is net sales? Net sales equal to sales minus sales returns or sales returns inward. Cost of goods sold, opening stock means opening inventory plus net purchase minus closing stock. Net purchase minus purchase returns or returns are outwards. Outwards means you are sending it out to the vendor. Cost of goods sold, opening stock. So that way you get opening stock, that is inventory, opening stock, plus purchase, plus expenses incurred, plus net purchase actually, plus expenses incurred in connection with purchases and manufacture direct expense minus closing stock. So here is an example out there. Uh, Opening inventory 12,000 rupees, cash purchase 16,000 rupees, credit purchase 28,000 rupees, purchase returns 3,000, cash sales 39,000, credit sales 72,000, sales return 4,000, wages 8,000, salaries 9,000, rent 3,000, other direct expenses 14,000, closing inventory 5,000. Now, salaries do not enter into the trading account because salaries or rent they are salaries are for the permanent people who get salaries irrespective of the production level. They get salaries anyway, so that is the indirect cost, indirect expense. So cost of goods sold, opening inventory 12,000, net purchase, cash purchase, credit purchase, less purchase returns, expense incurred in connection with purchase, direct expenses 8,000 plus 14,000 minus closing inventory 5,000. So you get 70,000. Gross profit net sales minus cost of goods sold. Net sales is sales, cash sales, credit sales 72,000 minus sales return 4,000 minus 70,000 is the cost of goods sold. So you get 1,07,000 minus 70,000 is 37,000. So that is basically the gross profit. Now we will not calculate gross profit that we will calculate gross profit in a gross profit or gross loss in a table format. So items shown on the debit side of the trading account. Now as I said, uh, journal entry, ledger entry and trial balance is 14 marks, and this trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet will be 14 marks. So 28 marks will be there. 14 marks already covered. So we are going to the next 14 marks. Opening stock, opening inventory, the stock of goods remains unsold at the end of the last year is termed as the opening stock of the current year. In other words, the closing stock of the last year becomes the opening stock of the current year. The item is shown as the first item on the debit side of the trading account. So opening stock is the first item on the debit side of the trading account. It should be kept in mind that there will be no opening stock in case of a newly started business. Opening stock will include the stock of raw materials, semi-finished goods, finished goods. The item appears on the debit side of trial balance. Okay, the stock of goods is also termed as inventory, and therefore opening stock is termed as opening inventory. Purchase includes goods which have been bought for resale. The amount of purchase appearing in the trial balance include the cash purchase as well as credit purchases. Purchase returns when goods and returns by the business for some reasons. Returns outward account or purchase returns account is credited in the books of account, and suppliers account is debited. So what happens here? Purchase less purchase returns. Since purchase returns reduces the purchase, what we write on the debit side? Purchase less less purchase returns. So we minus it, subtract it. Direct expenses, In case of trading concern, all expenses incurred in purchasing the goods, bringing them to the godown and to sellable conditions are treated as direct expenses and charged to trading account. For example, carriage, inward freight, wages, etc. In case of manufacturing concern, cost of converting the raw material into finished products form part of the direct expense. Direct expenses to be debited to trading account include the following: the wages. Wages are paid to the worker who are engaged in production. Now, these wages are productive wages. For unproductive wages, that is a part of profit and loss account. Wages and salaries. Wages more, salaries less, so they are clubbed up. So wages and salaries are a part of trading account. But salaries and wages are a part of profit and loss account. Salaries are a part of the profit and loss account, the trading account. If wages are paid in the of a new machine or for its installation, it will be added to the cost of the machine, and hence such expenses or wages will not be shown in the trading account. They will go to the balance sheet directly. Carriage or carriage inward or freight. Carriage or carriage inward or freight is the expense which are paid to bring the goods to the shop or to the factory, and hence should be debited to the trading account. Manufacturing expenses like coal, gas, fuel, water, power, factory rent, factory lighting, etc. Okay. Dock charges, import duty, customs duty, excise duty, octroi, royalty on production basis, then royalty expenses are included or debited on the debit side actually. Items shown on the credit side account: sales. Now sales, only sales and sales return means returns inward. Returns inward means customer is sending back. And then the closing stock, buy closing stock, where the amount of closing stock is stated outside the trial balance. If it is included in the trial balance, do not consider the closing stock. But if it is not included in the trial balance, please do. So buy closing stock on the credit side. So here is the table, exercise number 2. Here is the table. So follow the table. Opening stock, it starts with 2 opening stock, right? The heading should be what? Extract on trial balance, Raman Sham Farm as on 31/3/2000. So heading should be the trading account of Raman Sham Farm for the period ending on 31/3/2000. That should be the heading. Heading is 1 mark will be deducted if the heading is not right. Okay, 2 opening stock, 2 purchases, less purchase returns, wages and salaries, direct expenses, carriage and purchase, duty on purchase, gas, fuel, power, freight charges, manufacturing expenses. So you get an idea what are there. So this table is good and you have to prepare in this format. This is the amount. Factory lighting, factory rent, octroi, dock charges, clearing charges, import duty, excise duty, insurance premium, royalty on production, profit and loss account, gross profit transfer. That comes later, not now. But profit and loss account, gross profit transfer goes to the debit side. as a balancing figure. Okay, on the credit side, buy sales, less sales returns or returns inward, and then buy closing stock, and then profit and loss account, gross cost transfer. This is also a balancing figure. So what happens, except for the profit and loss account, gross profit or gross cost transfer, you put everything on the debit side and credit side as appropriate, and then in the rough, you calculate the debit side total and credit side total in the rough. If the credit side total is greater than debit side total, there is a gross profit. So you put the gross profit and then you draw the line below and then you make the total. Otherwise, there will be problems in your calculation. Uh, okay, do one math. Introduction to presentation of final accounts. Do one math based on. I'll open up the format again. Write down the figures from the extract of the trial balance of XYZ company. Are you writing down? Are you writing down? From the extract of the trial balance of XYZ company, from the extract of the trial balance of XYZ company as on 31/3/2020, as on 31/3/2020, prepare a trading account. Prepare a trading account. কেউ কি লিখছো? অমৃতা কি লিখছো না লিখছো না? দীপ্তেন মাডি কেউ কি লিখছো না লিখছো না? একটু নিজে ক্লাসে না পড়লে পরে বুঝতে পারবে না। সবুজ মন্ডল, শ্রীনা বিশ্বাস, সৌরভ বর্মন, তোমরা কি করছো না করবে না? কি বলো? না করলে তো মুশকিলে পড়ে যাবে পরীক্ষার সময়। 14টা নম্বর থাকবে।
লিখছি স্যার।
কেউ কিছু একটা ফিডব্যাক দাও, স্যার বুঝতে পারলাম না, কি এখন পারবো না, আমাদের পড়ে নিতে হবে, কিছু একটা ফিডব্যাক তো দাও। তোমরা ফিডব্যাক না দিলে আমি কি করব? জয়সওয়াল,
ইয়েস স্যার।
Ankit Jaiswal, what is your feedback?
স্যার একটু নোটসটা পড়তে হবে।
Hello?
হ্যালো।
I can't hear you properly. You can make a comment there in the comment bar. You have the notes, so you just go through and do the math. And okay, all right. At least somebody must be acquainted with, otherwise in the exam there will be a problem. Introduction to presentation of final accounts, the notes name. What we do, trading account, trading account of XYZ company for the year ending 31 3 2020. This should be the heading. Then particulars amount is particulars plus amount rupees. So two opening stock. That is the first item on the debit side. To purchase less purchase returns. Less goods drawn by along for use by the owner. To আর যত টু আছে, whatever twos are there, you just put other expenses, direct expenses, you just put there. Buy sells, less sells, returns. Buy closing stock. Never forget to put debit and credit. Credit on the right hand side and debit on the left hand side. Now in the rough work, if sigma credit is greater than sigma debit, calculate sigma credit and sigma debit, gross profit. If if sigma debit is greater than sigma credit, gross loss. Equal to sigma debit minus sigma credit. Suppose there is a gross profit. So two profit and loss account gross profit transfer. So you don't write anything. I'm not writing anything right now here. I'm not totaling. Totaling in the graph. Two profit and loss P&L account, gross profit transfer. Now we are totaling. If gross profit is not there, then gross loss by P&L account, gross loss transfer, and then now we should total it. Have you understood to some extent?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you should write it down and do it in the next, as I said. Now, trade expense is not a part of trading account. Trade expenses is not a part of trading account. In the exam, what will happen? Salaries, trade expenses, interest on revenues, interest revenues, they are not at all trading account. Only direct cost, direct cost for manufacturing and for buying and selling the direct cost will come to the trading account on the debit side. And only sales minus sales return and closing stock should be on the credit side. Nothing else. No other revenues should be on the credit side for the trading account. All right. So thank you very much for attending. In the next class, we will be doing the profit and loss account. কিন্তু তোমরা নিজেরা দু একটা অঙ্ক না করলে পরে বুঝতে পারবে না। মানে এখন মনে হবে বুঝতে পেরেছি, পরে মুশকিল হয়ে যাবে আর কি।
স্যার সামস গুলো প্র্যাকটিস করার কোনো বুক আছে?
হ্যাঁ, সাম তো কি একটা এক্সাম্পল তো দেওয়াই আছে, একটা এক্সাম্পল তো দেওয়াই আছে, এরপরে আরো কিছু দেওয়া হবে, আর একটু পড়ে নিতে হবে যে কি কি আছে। আমি তো গেলাম, আই হ্যাভ গন থ্রু যে কোন এক্সপেন্স আসবে কোন এক্সপেন্স আসবে না, তাও একটু কনফিউশন হয়। সেগুলো মানে সেগুলো ক্লাসে পড়লে পরে একটু সুবিধা হয় আর কি, তা না হলে একটু অসুবিধেই হয়। ঠিক আছে, চলো আমরা নেক্সট ক্লাসে আমরা প্রফিট এন্ড লস করবো। প্রফিট এন্ড লস হয়ে গেলে তারপর ব্যালেন্স শিট। অলরাইট।
ওকে স্যার।